What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Rondell Mitchell here, and on this video, I'm going to show you the process that I use to get my very first sale from SMS marketing. Well, I'm going to show you the process that I used to get my very first $1,000 sale in Exitus Elite. Okay, now as I log in here. Um, I did used to have a different account. If you scour the internet, you might find videos that I've made from Exitus Elite where my total income was actually higher than what you're seeing here. And the reason being is because when I first got involved in Exitus Elite, I was dirt broke. And, I am a fairly resourceful person. So, I was looking for a solution because when I first saw Exodus Elite, I was like, wow, this is a slick little system. I need to get in that. So, I reached out to a marketing buddy of mine who was in it. And, he was doing a high ticket program at the time. So he wasn't too worried about it. And he basically said, yeah, sure. If you share the link and you, generate some sales, then we'll just split the sales. Okay. So, ultimately what wound up happening is I generated about 5 or 6 sales under that account. And then at some point I said to myself, I'm tired of splitting the sales. I'm doing all the work, but I'm only getting half of the money. So eventually I just bought an account under him. I bought an account and then I had my own account. Okay. Now, the very first thing I did when I got my own account was I ran a text campaign. Okay, so let me give you an example of what that looks like. So the first thing that I did was, I apologize, you guys. My Mac has been running ultra funky here lately. I've been using too much memory because I'm in school and saving a gazillion videos on my account and all that type of stuff. So my account is like, and I mean, my computer is in a state of disarray from having so much stuff going on at one time. So let me close some of these apps out. Then hopefully that should rectify the situation here. Okay, so now that I've closed those out, so the first thing that I did was I ran a text campaign. Now, running a text campaign, back at the time that I ran that campaign, this platform that I have open was not available at that particular time. Okay, so what I wound up doing was I used a different platform that was called Expert Texting. And I don't really recommend them anymore because none of the text messages ever make it through. But they're probably still around or whatever. But yeah. So anyway, in order to run a campaign, like what I want to do right now is I want to actually run a campaign right this second. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first, I'm going to need some leads. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to identify the list of leads that you plan on using. Okay, now I just pulled this particular list of leads up as an example. So these are not necessarily the same leads that I'm about to use, but these leads are, I'm showing this to you for an example of how you would grab your leads. Okay, because here's the thing, for every 100 to 200 messages that you send, you should be using a different phone number. Okay, so when you're doing bulk SMS, you need to be using multiple numbers. You can't just take one number and send out a bulk text to 1,500 leads. You'll get your number blacklisted. So what you want to do is you want to have multiple numbers. Now, based off of how you've set up your account, you're going to determine how many numbers you need based off of how many messages that you want to send out at any given time. So let's say, for example, in this video, I wanted to send out 1,000 messages. So first, you're going to have to grab 1,000 leads. So, how I always do it is I grab 1,000 leads, just like I just did there. And Now, what you're going to have to do once you have opened, hang on one second. Oh, okay, I gotta do it from the top. So right here, I'm going to come up to the top where it says File, and then I'm going to click New. That'll open up a blank Excel sheet. Okay, so now let's go back to the one that we just copied, the leads, and I'm going to copy those leads. So then what I'll do is I'll come back over to the blank one, and then I'll click right here in the middle of this little area here, and it'll do that. And then once it does it, I'm going to right click. I'm going to click on Paste Special. And then, well, I don't really need paste special. I'm just going to click on paste. Okay. So now those 1,000 leads are in a new Excel sheet. So the next thing that I do is I need to rename this file. So now I'm going to say um, old mobile. See, typically I would name this so I knew exactly where it came from, but right now the leads that I'm using are so old. They're from a batch that I really am not concerned about. So I'm just going to put old mobile leads first 1,000. So you always want to identify how many that you are using so that when you go back to the master list, now you're not using the same ones over and over again. So for example, this list had about 10,000 on it, I believe. So now I know that next time I use that same list to begin with 1001 and work my way up to 2000 or to 1500, depending on how many I'm using. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and click on save, but first I want to switch this from Excel workbook format to CSV format. Okay, so now I'm switch this to a CSV file, and now I can go ahead and save it. But one more thing that I want to do is I have a folder somewhere around here, specifically here it is, for SMS blasts. Okay, so now put that in my SMS blast folder, and it just makes life easier. Okay, now mind you, when you're actually doing this and you're not stopping and explaining like I'm doing right now, you can actually complete this process in literally 5 minutes. Okay, so now I'm going to come back in here, and now I need a message to send. Okay, well, first let me rewind that, because I think I am going to use these leads just to see, because you never know. That's the thing, you never know what's going to transpire with leads. I could take some old leads and send out this broadcast and wind up making a sale. So you never want to underestimate the possibilities with your leads. Okay. All right. So let me click on contacts now. We need to create a contact list. Okay. So we're going to create this contact list real quick. And it's going to say old mobiles first 1,000. All right. Then we're going to click on add group. All right. So now let's go ahead and import those leads. So now let's go back in here into my folders, and we're going to find those leads that we just put in here. Okay. So now you can see that the file is in the system. So now we're going to click on upload. Okay. All right. So now we've got the file in the system. What we want to do next is we want to eliminate any fields that are not relevant or that are not necessary per se. Okay, so I'm not going to use any names or any of that in this particular broadcast. So the only information that's relevant to this broadcast in my particular case is for me to keep the phone number. Okay, so everything else I will click skip for that individual column. All right, so once I have completed this, all of those additional columns will be bypassed when the file uploads. All right, so now we're almost ready to import this contact list, but we need to match up the contact list with the group that we just created. Okay, so if you click here, if I think it should be at the bottom, yes, and then you see old mobiles first 1000. That's the contact list that we just created. Okay, now if the contact exists, I'm just going to say skip. Okay, so it won't add those. All right. Normally, I always leave this to update, but since I'm using an old list, I'm just going to go ahead and say if that contact list does in fact still exist in my records, to skip that particular person's contact information. Okay, now I'm going to bypass these fields here. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and click on upload. All right, so now it is saying that virtually none of these leads were imported. And I have a feeling the reason that it said that was because it didn't like the fact that they had the all of this stuff in here, but that shouldn't have mattered. Um, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip that. All right, but that was all you would have had to do to get your contacts in there. I hate that it didn't work properly, but all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to send to a different group of people. Okay, so now I'm going to copy an old message that I sent, because this old message actually got me a pretty decent response rate. Okay, so now that I've copied my old message, let's go ahead and click on SMS broadcast. Now, once you click on SMS broadcast, it's going to tell you to do the exact same thing. So it's going to say select a recipient type. Now, this recipient type that we need for this particular scenario is an entire contact group. Okay, so once I have it on the entire contact group, all of my contact groups are going to pop up. Now, the one that we just tried to use, I don't even see it listed here. Okay, yeah. So those contacts did not upload to this group. So something was wrong, and I'm not going to stop to fix it. I'm just going to use one of my pre-existing groups of leads. Okay, so I will send to my old Matrix Pro leads. No, I don't want to send to them. Okay, let me find a group of leads that I haven't beat over the head, and I will send to them. Got some old Empower Network leads in here. Some digital altitude leads. You know what? I'm going to send to. I will send to my digital altitude leads again. Okay. So I'll just randomly select batch number 9. I'm going to do the most recent one that I put in. Batch number. I just saw a different one. Sorry, you guys. Alright, so I'll just do batch number 22,000 through 23,000. Okay, so now I'm going to click on continue. So now that message that I just copied and pasted, first I need to check the bit.ly link, because I don't remember what opportunity that I blasted the last time I sent out a campaign. Okay, see, that's not Exitus. So what I need to do is I need to open up my bit.ly account, and what I will do is I will take my bit.ly account and I will put my Exitus Elite capture page address in there. So when I click on create here, if I take the link for my page, and before you guys send stuff, always double check your work. especially as it pertains to links, because what good would it be for me to send out a text blast and my link is incorrect? Okay, so you can see that the link is in fact correct. So now I know that I can go ahead and save the link. Okay, so now that I have the link saved, I can go ahead and save this bit.ly link. So what I'll do now is I'll go back into the messages and take this old one and replace it. Now, typically I would just paste on top of it, but sometimes in a scenario like this, I like to see the change. Okay, so like for example, you see the last couple characters of this bit.ly link, the pre-existing bit.ly link, they end in AF. So I'm going to hit backspace one time, then I'm going to hit Command V. If you're on a Windows computer, it will be Control V, and then it will pop up with the new link. Now, for the sake of having OCD, it would be ideal for you to check it one more time. So now I'm going to go ahead and check it one additional time, and you can see that it does in fact work. So now I'm good on that. So now my message is prepared. So the only thing left for me to do with this particular message is to click on send messages. So as soon as I click on send messages, this is going to get sent out to 998 people, excuse me, minus any of them who requested to be removed from my text campaigns. Okay, so any of the previous campaigns that I've ever sent out to this group of leads, if any of them requested to be removed from my list, they will automatically not receive this message. Okay. All right. So now it is currently 6:37. Friday is not really the ideal day of the week to be sending out text messages, but my philosophy is that it's better to send out text messages on Friday than to not send out text messages at all. Okay, because it doesn't really matter what the day of the week is if you're not getting eyeballs on your offer. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and click on send. Okay, so now that I've clicked on send, now this campaign has fired off, and momentarily people will start responding to this campaign. And the way that you know that your campaign is in effect is you will start getting emails, and those emails will say stop, or or if it doesn't say stop, it'll be an email where somebody has requested more information or has some type of question about something in that regard. Okay, so uh if I leave this open momentarily, they'll probably start popping up. But so what next? Well, my personal opinion is when people start to respond to you, okay, as people begin to respond, the next thing that you're going to want to do is, let's go over here to bit.ly real quick. Let's refresh it and see if we had any clicks yet. That first click was me, so that we haven't had any clicks yet. Okay, so once you start to get some responses, what's going to happen is if you use the capture page like so, then you should start to see some leads coming into your autoresponder. But you're also going to have people replying back to the text message saying things like, what is this? Tell me more. F you, because not all of your responses are going to be good. I just want to let you know that in advance. So if you're squeamish or you get discouraged very easily at the sound of, at the idea of rejection, don't do text blasting. okay, because you will get some nasty responses back, okay, but that's not on you. That's on other people out there who have a low vibration, probably going through some negative things in their lives, and they just don't have the level of awareness to even be open to the idea of a good opportunity. Because what you're sending these people, in essence, could be the answer to the prayers that they've been praying every night to God. But because they are un- unaware of how to identify an opportunity, the opportunity does not exist. You see what I'm saying? So, um, you could hit a person over the head with an opportunity, and they wouldn't see it if their level of awareness is not there. Okay, but back to what we were discussing, which is the people who respond to your text message. So you're going to get people responding back to your text message asking things like, "What is this? Blah, blah, blah." Well, you could respond with a text message back to them, but I like to kick it up a notch, and I'll send them a video response. Okay. So what I do in the process of sending them the video response is I use a tool called Loom. Now, in the event that I wanted to create a Loom, I would just click on the application that I have on my computer, or you can do it from your back office. But, basically it would look something like this. And I'm not going to click on record because I don't want to waste resources on my system and be doing Camtasia videos and Loom simultaneously. But this is what I would do. I would go to the page where their text message pops up. See, now you're starting to see the stops. You're starting to see the stops come in. So I would go to my Google Voice, or wherever the message that they sent me pops up. In this particular instance, I have mine set so that they come to my email account. So if this was a good message where they're asking for more information, I would leave this page open. Okay. So I'd leave this page open, and then I would respond to their message where they can see that I have their information. What that does is it creates a level of congruency where they say, okay, this must be the guy who I just sent the text message to because it says he has a message from me. Okay. Now, to a lot of people, this might not seem very important. But if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, what it is doing is it's creating a level of familiarity in this particular person's mind that you, in fact, are a real person and that you are the person that they've been corresponding with. Okay, so don't take this lightly like this is just some stupid idea. This is what you are going to want to do in order for you to make yourself known and for you to be able to build some type of rapport a whole lot faster than you would if you were texting back and forth without any type of visualization for these people. Okay. Now, in the event this wasn't a response where a person is saying something to the effect of "tell me more" or something like that, I would begin the message here so that they can see that I received a message from them and that I'm not just randomly reaching out to them after the fact. Okay. Then I would hit record and I would say, "Hey, well, I don't have their name." That's the one disadvantage to not using a person's name in your messages. But even if I had used their name in my outgoing message, when they respond back to me, I still wouldn't know their name. Okay. Unless they put it in the message. Okay. So, but I would be able to search their name and take their phone number and do a control F like this. So, for example, if you did use a person's name in the message, well, technically, you could find the name because you could copy the number like this, go back into the Excel file, do a control F up here, paste the number, and click OK. It's saying it can't find the number. I think it's because it's got that extra one at the end. All right. I know the damn number is in here. Is it because of this? Okay, let's try it again. For some reason, it's saying it can't find the number. I might be doing something wrong because I'm not very good at Excel. But yeah, if you know if you know how to use Excel, you can find that person's number in this list, and it's really irritating me because it should not be this difficult to find that number. Paste again. I'll remove the one, and then I hit enter. If you're certain the data exists in the current sheet, check what you typed and try again. Uh, you have a message from. Yeah, the from number should be the number that they text me from. Let's try one last time. I'm starting to get irritated with this. Okay. Let's see if there's a different search feature. Because normally what I would do is just a basic control F to find something like that. Because knowing the person's name is not vital, but it is important, because it just makes things easier for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it like this. Alright, I knew it wasn't going to work, but that's the way it should work. So you should be able to run a search. It'll locate that person's number, and then once it locates that, hang on one last time. Let me try one more thing. I don't know if that's the actual number or not, or did it just mess something up? I think that might have actually worked. So what number did it say? 80. No, that's not right. Okay, anyway, so sorry to waste your time on that portion there. But once you have responded to this message here, and you begin to say, "Hey, this is Rondell Mitchell. I see that you have some questions about the text message that I just sent you." Well, let me go ahead and show you. Okay, and then you transition right over to your back office, and then anything that you believe that's pertinent to share with these particular people about the opportunity, you show it to them in this video. Okay, and then once you're done, you're going to save the video, and once you end the video, it's going to automatically populate in your loom, and it literally only takes about 10-20 seconds. Okay, so you don't have to wait to upload anything or anything like that. So you would just click here on the video, for example. You would click here. If you need to change the name of it, you highlight it and you can change the name. And then once you've got it titled the way that you want it to be, then you just click on copy the link for the video, copy video link. Now you're going to just reply, and if you've got it set up like me, I can reply to this text message directly from my email, and the email will send it right back to their phone. So I could put the link in there like this, and then say, "Hey, this is Rondell. Just got your question. I created a video for you." And that's all you have to say. And then you just send it back to them. And then your Loom account will even notify you when they've watched it. So when a person watches your video, you'll get an email notification, and you'll be able to see it right here how many times that particular video has been viewed. And you want to do this with each individual person. Now, it might be a little bit time consuming, but what it's going to do is it's going to boost your possibility of generating a sale exponentially, because now these people already have seen your face. You've been in contact with them, and you sent them some value by going through your program and showing them what your program has to offer. So, what are some key benefits that you would want to share with a person when you are showing them what your opportunity has to offer after they've reached out asking for more details? Well, first off, you would want to tell them that we have built in capture pages. We've got capture pages built into the program, so you don't have to go out and buy a capture page creator or anything like that, because we've got it already for you. Then you might want to tell them we've even got autoresponder emails built into the system so that you don't have to worry about going out and buying an autoresponder. Okay. Uh, After that, you might want to just reiterate the fact that we have a video sales letter that does all of the telling and selling for you, and it's very, very concise, and it's less than 10 minutes to watch. So you could go over here to the
Welcome
you
to
could come
Exitus
over here
Elite.
to the sales video and show them this page, and so on and so forth. And then if there's anything else additional that you feel is relevant for them to see, then you would show it to them in that video, but you want to try and keep it relatively short. Okay, because we've got a bunch of stuff that you could show them. We've got back office training, we've got our product packages with G1000 product package, G5000. There's so much stuff that you could be showing them that if you don't stay mindful of what you're doing, that you could potentially make a video that's a little bit too long. Okay, so, and that's something that you will learn with experience, because you don't necessarily want to be sending them a 30-minute video and they haven't even expressed any interest in joining yet. But over the course of 5 to 7 minutes, you could easily browse through your back office here and show them some of the key elements of the opportunity, and then send them the Loom video. So once you've done that, once you've sent them the Loom video, uh, it will enhance your probability of somebody wanting to join you. And then finally, if somebody does decide that they're ready to join you, at that point, this is what I recommend. You never, ever, ever let a person off the phone and send them your link. Okay. Now, technically, you guys, this training that I just gave you here, I could easily charge somebody for what I shared with you on here today. But, I'm trying to pay it forward and be a go giver. And anybody who watches this video, you might already be in Exodus. Hopefully this helps you some, and if you're a decent person, maybe you will at least give me a shout out for what you for what you gathered. But yeah, so don't let a person off the phone and just say, okay, I'm sending you the link now. That's dumb, because people get distracted. All types of scenarios can come into play where the fact that you let them off the phone, you're going to lose that sale. They might have been in the process of signing up and got distracted, and then the distraction leads them to feel that they don't want to join anymore. So the way that you combat that is, whenever you have a person who's expressed some type of interest in joining your business, the number one question that I always, always, always ask a person, unless they've otherwise indicated that they need to leave right away, is I say, are you in front of your computer right now? When they say that they are in front of their computer right now, I say, okay, go to this link. Okay. And at that point, I provide them with the link. And because I'm in a good mood today, I'm even going to give you a little more sauce, a little more secret sauce on how to simplify that. Don't go scrambling for your join link, you guys. If you are trying to get that sale on the spot, you need to know the link for your join page. So what you can do is, if you have domains on GoDaddy, for example, you can create a link, a subdomain that is called join. Okay. And then, for example, My main domain that I use is called partnerwithdell.com. Now I've got close to 250 subdomains, so I can't remember what my join subdomain for Exodus is off the top of my head. But if I type in join.partnerwithdell.com, more than likely something is going to come up. Okay, so let's check it and see. Okay, so nothing. So it did come up, but it's for a program that is not in existence anymore. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop my Exitus Elite link in there real quick. So let's head on over to GoDaddy real fast. And once I get in here, man, I need to lose some weight. My neck is hot right now because of all of my fat from my chin and my chest is like converging all in one spot, and it's creating an area of hotness right here. So I need to I need to I need to lose some weight because it really irritates me when my neck gets hot like this when I sit in certain positions. Okay, so let's go find that domain we were looking for. All right. So it is partner with Dell. There it is. Now I'm going to click on DNS here. And once the DNS pops up, I'm going to come down here. And you see where it says subdomain. Typically, I would click on the add button, but we just already identified that we already have a subdomain called join. So all I need to do is find the one that says join, which is this one here. And all I'll do now is just remove the old program out of there and place the Exodus Elite join link in there. Okay. Then you want to come back to the beginning of the link because you can see here where it says forward to, it already has the HTTPS. So you don't need to have it in there twice or your link won't work. See, if I click on preview, it doesn't work, and it's because that HTTPS is in there twice. So you're going to go right to the double slash and you're going to delete everything to the left of the double slash. All right, now when I click on preview, it goes to my join page. So now let's go ahead and click on save, and that will propagate. Now normally it takes a minute or two, but we can go and check it and see if it's working already. So now let's type in join.partnerwithdell.com and boom. So now when we are in conversation with someone and I ask a person, are you in front of your computer now? And they say, yes, I am. Now I don't have to go scrambling looking for my link and then saying, okay, check your email. I'm going to email it to you. Or check your cell phone. I'm going to text it to you. No. No. You tell them, put your cursor in the URL bar and type in join, JOIN dot partnerwithdell.com. And once they do, they will be on the join page. Okay, so join.partnerwithdell.com. Now it's cookied. It's cookied on this page. So let me open up my Safari. All right. So join.partnerwithdell.com, and now it's open. Okay. So now that it's open, I don't know how to close those bookmarks. But now that it's open, now you're going to say, okay, so let's select your level. Let's select the G1000 level. I wouldn't even ask them. I wouldn't even ask them which level that they're going to join if they haven't already indicated which level they're going to join. This is called assuming the sale. So now you're going to assume the sale. So why would you ask them if they want to join the G100 level and you want to make $1,000? So you wouldn't ask them, okay, which level are you about to join? You're just going to say, okay, so now what you want to do is you want to select the G1000 level. Okay, you got to have some balls when it comes to sales, you guys. You have to assume the sale. Otherwise, if you say, okay, what level is best for you, the G100 or the G1000, a lot of people are going to look for an excuse to start at a lower level just because you gave them the possibility to do so. So what I would recommend is that if they haven't already indicated which level they're joining, after you get them to your join page and you say, "Are you in front of your computer now?" They say yes. You give them that link, you get them to this page. It's already set to G1000 by default. So you don't even have to tell them to select the G1000 level because it's set there by default. Okay, so then you're going to go directly into the personal information. You're going to say, okay, we're going to start right here at the personal information. Just go on and fill in those details there. And this area here is rather self-explanatory, so you don't have to really walk them through every facet of this particular step. But what you do want to do is make sure that you give them some good ideas for their username, and then make sure that they've checked all five boxes, and then make sure that they have selected their country and their zip code. Okay, now the only way to do this effectively, unless you have a photographic memory, is you need to go to your page while they're on your page. So, in the event that you're not walking them through the process on Zoom or something like that, because that's the next best thing if they're in front of their computer, is sometimes you might want to just go ahead and send them to Zoom if they are acting like they're having trouble typing your domain name into the field. Okay, so that's why it's important for you to use a generalized domain name that's not difficult to spell, that doesn't have dashes and crap like that in it, because all you're doing is complicating the process. Okay, so whenever I send a person to sign up in one of my opportunities, when they are going through the enrollment process, little do they know I already have the join page pulled up on my side as well. So while they're signing up, and I'm saying, okay, now you're going to fill out the company name. Now you're going to fill out your address. Now you're going to fill out the city, so on and so forth. They're thinking in their mind, their perception in their mind is going to say, this guy really knows this business. But in reality, all it is that you're being thorough, and you're just going through the process with them at the same time so that you can make sure that they complete the process correctly. Because the worst thing that could possibly happen is for a person to be in the process of enrolling for your business, and then they get some kind of technical error that they can't fix and get frustrated and don't join. Okay, and that happens all the time, but it happens to people with a lazy rookie mindset who aren't willing to walk people through every step of the sales cycle. Okay, so that's why you want to do this. And then finally, once they've completed the process, now they've paid you and all of that good stuff, now you can go ahead and let them off of the phone, or now you can go ahead and let them off of the Zoom. Okay, but once you sign somebody up, that shouldn't be the end, because a lot of these piece of shit sponsors out here, once they get to the end of the process, that's when they never talk to you again. Okay, see, once you get a person enrolled, from that point forward, that's when uh you should be walking them through how to get their account set up. How do they accept their payments? What is their game plan going to be in terms of what is their marketing strategy going to look like? How are they going to attack the business? That is the next step. And then it's not until you get a person sufficient enough where they can go out and start taking actions on their own that you should be done with the people that you sign up. Okay, especially if they came in at $1,000. You know, um, if they came in at $100, I understand the temptation to want to get rid of them quickly as possible. But you have to look at things from a big picture perspective. If you sign somebody up at $100 level, it takes you a few hours working with them over the course of the next week or two, and then they go out and then they start learning how to bring people in. You're going to get roll ups and pass ups. So stop thinking so small and stop being so shitty and not wanting to help people and start putting people first. That's how you're going to have a quantum leap in your business and in your life, is by learning how to put other people's needs ahead of your own. Just like Zig Ziglar said, if you help enough people get what they want, you can have everything that you want. But you have to think in reverse. You can't always think from the perspective of me, me, me. You have to put other people first, and then you will start to get whatever it is that you want. So hopefully, you got some value from this video. This is one of the longer videos that I've done in a long time. But I wanted to share some value in this video and you know put people first. So I know for a fact that somebody out there who's looking to join Exitus Elite will join this business, and they will see this video and they will join me because I took the time out of my day to put some value out there. And then not only that, but there will be people who are already in Exodus Elite and they're watching this video and they see the value that I shared in this video, and they may not join me in anything necessarily, but at least I was of some use to them. And even if they don't reciprocate directly, the universe will reciprocate on their behalf. So that's how I feel about that. Hopefully you guys got some value. I know my voice sounds a little weird. I was screaming all weekend at an event that I went to in Atlanta this past weekend, and my voice is still not fully repaired. But yeah, so I hope you guys got something from this though. And I know a lot of people jumped off of this video early on and didn't make it closer to the end where I shared my some of my additional tips or whatever. But that's their loss. So kudos to you for sticking through all the way to the end. If you are interested in getting involved in Exodus Elite, feel free to reach out. You can either leave a comment below the video in the comment section, or you can just click on the link in the description and it'll take you to my page that we saw earlier through the video. So that's all for now, you guys. This is Rondell Mitchell. I'm signing off. Appreciate you watching, and I will talk to you on my next video.